Okay, welcome back to members of 121 Community Church in Grapevine, Texas, and to our ongoing study in Volume 2 of the Pioneer Trilogy by Reine. We're going to take a look at chapters 5 and part of 6. Let's go to block 1 and get started here. This treasure is mine, says Peyton of her new golden Labrador pup. And this fills a void in her life now that her previous lab, Cooper, has passed on. Peyton knew in her heart that Ashton had sent this pup to her. She called Ashton and thanked him, and then she agreed, believe it or not, to meet him for coffee in Fort Worth, where Bryce would be having her show jumping competition. And she sent a text to Ashton telling him what hotel she'd be staying in. Then Coda arrives. That's Laylee's younger brother. He was raised on the ranch. And he enters the library, which is the place of dialogue and contemplation. Peyton had raised him since he was just a little 3-year-old. Now he had become a veterinarian. He was 30 years old. Scarborough had been his boss on the ranch, and Scarborough was more of a father figure to Coda. Peyton invited Coda to the spiritual sunset ceremony that Hanovi had arranged for the evening. So now we get to that spiritual sunset ceremony. Hanovi entered the library as well, announced that Bear Claw would lead the ceremony. It would be a homage to western skies. Hanovi confesses to Peyton that he still has visions, but now he has a better way of filtering those visions at the age of 30. The ripe old age of 30, yeah. Hanovi embraces his mother and consoles her with genuine affection. He says, the Great Spirit says, live to love, live for the eternal. Peyton notices that the antique clock needs to be wound. It needs its monthly winding to give it life. And she's kind of feeling in herself that she needs some kind of rebirth to new life as well. She's looking for some kind of rebirth to new life as well. Let's move on to block 2. Okay, block 2. Envy is the parasite and the destroyer. The need to feel alive. Peyton is untethered. She feels untethered without consolation. She prays for the fortune of truth while she's in her father's library. But instead of an answer, Gideon, the betrayer, shows up. Good grief. He had also read a large number of the books from the library. He was an intellectual in his own right, but he possessed gnosis, knowledge of the mind, whereas Peyton possessed Sophia, wisdom of the heart. Gideon says, I am your first son. Peyton says, you are my firstborn, but not my first son. Hanovi is her first son. Peyton reminds Gideon that he receives a very large monthly allowance and that he will not get a new car. Gideon says, well, at least put the condo in Los Angeles in my name. Peyton says, would that make you feel loved? You notice here that we have a dialectic going on here. Peyton represents the realm of spirit. Gideon, throughout this narrative, represents the realm of secularism, extreme, radical secularism. Love is measured by possessions for Gideon. Then Peyton says, don't feel such envy. It'll eat you alive. Gideon says, no, you once told me about God punishing me because I had hurt your sister, but God, that never happened. God never did punish me. Gideon announces, I'm going to win in the end. And then Peyton confesses that the library now feels suffocating. Gideon has drawn all the life energy out of the library. No longer is it a place of contemplation. It is smothering Peyton. She has to get out. Gideon has destroyed the moment. And he is an intellectual. He's read a lot of the books in his grandfather's library, but he possesses strict gnosis knowledge of the mind, whereas Peyton possesses Sophia wisdom of the heart. Peyton represents the realm of spirit. Gideon represents the realm of secularism, extreme radical secularism. Let's move on to block 3 and take a look at the need to enter hallowed ground. The need to enter hallowed ground. Okay. We go to the ritual, the sunset ritual of the Great Spirit. Peyton rode her horse, Bourbon, up to the ceremony campfire. Willie Bear Claw was leading the ceremony at sunset. The Great Spirit was petitioned that everyone in attendance might walk in harmony. Walk in harmony. So we're looking at this future eschaton of needed balance, needed harmony. Everyone is to offer a sacrifice of their own blood to the fire. We're supposed to purify their knife in the fire, cut their left hand, and then drip blood into the fire as their own personal sacrifice. And then they can petition the Great Spirit for what they desire. Peyton asked for the peace in her family, Reine, the healing of fragmentation for her family. Hanovi prays for protection for his mother and father. Hanovi prays for protection. And then we hear that Peyton surrenders completely to the baptism of the flames. They become sanctifying. They become a purging sanctification. And Peyton surrenders 100% to the baptism and sanctification and purification of the flames. Bear Claw tells Peyton that he sees that she has a very heavy heart. He tells her that she must seek hallowed ground. He tells her that she must seek hallowed ground. And there is a hidden identity of spirit that is trying to reassert itself at the ranch. Yet within Peyton's family, there is a hidden identity of spirit that is trying to reassert itself, that exists in its own right, and it is trying to reassert itself. But Gideon and secularism is blocking that manifestation from happening. The library is the retreat to hallowed ground for Peyton. It is union with her father, the memory of her father, her natural father. It's also a place of contemplation with her Father in heaven. Remember, she's a devout Catholic who does continue to minister at the mission run by Father Gabriel. She gives very generously to the mission that is run by Father Gabriel. Gideon has read many of the books in the library. He does possess a history in that space, but he has chosen secularism and is blocking any realization of the realm of spirit because he has not chosen to open himself to a wisdom of the heart. He's got wisdom of the mind. He possesses gnosis, but Gideon does not possess Sophia, wisdom of the heart. He does not choose to live in the realm of spirit. He chooses to live in the realm of extreme, radical secularism. So what we get here is we get further elaboration from Reine on the battle that we all face. We face a society that is, in our own lives, that is constantly in tension. The world wants to keep pushing forward the view of extreme secularism, and spirit sometimes peers out behind sensate reality, but we see less and less of the realm of spirit nowadays. There's a real suffering that culture and nature are suffering because in our own experience, the realm of spirit is fighting to manifest itself. And in this narrative, Samar Reine is very true to reality in defining for us a genuine tension that does exist in life at the very fundamental existential level of what does it mean to be a responsible self? Well, to be a responsible self means that you do allow yourself an openness toward spirit. You don't shut yourself off from spirit. And you notice that at the sunset ceremony, Adler was not present. There are those individuals who have shut themselves out from a realization of spirit. They haven't opened their lives to it. Peyton's all about the realm of spirit. We know that from book 1 and from everything we've read so far in book 2. She's very much a spiritual being. She's very dedicated to the heritage of the Pueblo Indian environment of spirit. But she's also very dedicated as a devout Catholic. She does contribute very generously to the mission. Remember, she didn't like the rich diocese. She preferred the mission run by Father Gabriel. She's very, very much involved in generously giving money, goods, and time to the Catholic mission for the poor. So she very much is all about the realm of spirit and the realm of giving for others, giving to others, and taking on the struggle of others. And she's trying as best she can to get Gideon to open his heart to what the realm of spirit can offer him, but he is so closed up. He is so locked in on secularism that he can't measure love except by having the Los Angeles condo put in his name. To him, that's the equation of love. At least put the condo in Los Angeles in my name. Peyton responds, would you then feel loved? Unfortunately, that's how Gideon feels loved. He's totally upside down on truth. He's totally upside down on the real. And we get that very deliberately exposed here by Reine in these 2 chapters. But I love the fact that we do close out this lesson with the ritual of the Great Spirit. I really love that. There is this ritual of prayer, meditation, and even offering up one's own sacrifice of blood to participate fully in this ritual of the Great Spirit, which is a heritage that Peyton reinforces. She's very much involved in reinforcing the history of Pioneer Ranch, the Pueblo Indian ancient culture, its own spiritual heritage. She's all about reinforcing that. It's very valuable to her, and it's a part of her art. It's a part of her adopted son's art. So she expresses that spiritual emphasis in the way that she puts together her art and frames her image on canvas. Very, very powerful lesson on secularism versus spirit. That's going to wrap up chapters 5 and part of 6. Next time we go pages 80 to 100. 80 to 100 next time.